Good morning, everybody. AJ, the CEO here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope y'all are doing great. And hey, we're here every Friday as best as we possibly can to try and answer your media ministry questions. I do not know everything, folks, but hopefully I can make your journey a little bit easier. I'm moving my mouse over here so I can verify some sound. Give me a second. All right, so it sounds great. Fine here. I hope y'all are all doing great. I am not streaming in 4K. We're doing 1080p, and we're streaming to the website. If you didn't know, I'm glad y'all are here on YouTube, but we do stream to our website. We're on Twitch, and I'm playing around with going back to Facebook. I just like to have this, kind of like the same thing we talked about, multiple streams of ministry. We're going to be streaming to a bunch of places at the same time. And I have no idea why ProPresenter is acting up. Oh, that's what ProPresenter is used to. Anyway, folks, we got a lot of stuff for you today. And this is episode 145. We've been doing this for almost 3 years. That is awesome, to say the least. So, again, I appreciate y'all doing that. If I don't get to put my little fan up here, my USB fan here. because it gets hot with all the stuff. If I don't get to your question, folks, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. And that's about it. If you're not a part of it, we just had our roundtable. We're going back to Sundays just because my week has been really busy. So I wanted to rotate days, but we're going to hold that off for a little bit. We're still going to be back on Sundays. So we just had one. So nothing this Sunday. The following Sunday, we will have it. I'd love to see y'all there. We have some good conversations there with like-minded people in the media ministry to make your brain hurt, get a little wrinkle there, but then also to get some encouragement there. I highly recommend you join. And how do you get that information? By joining our Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions, and you're in like Flynn. Don't live stream inside the group because you will get kicked out. It's all about understanding the technology. If you are not aware, if you're streaming to the wrong page, then I think you probably need to study that live streaming a little bit more. So that's what we're there to help do there. Also, if you need some more information or need some help, you can go to ajhomes.com/consultations, book a consultation with me. And I'm saying this, folks, in love. The people that know me, please, I try to help you as much as possible. And I'm going back and I see that my office number shows up sometimes and people call directly. I appreciate that. I cannot help you directly when you call like that because most of the time I'm either in an install, in a crawl space or somewhere like that. So that's meant for business purposes. I need to have a number for business. But if you call me, I cannot answer you. I had somebody call me from London, which I thought was humbling. But they called me and it was like 10 o'clock at night or something like that. So the easiest way is just I work off my calendar, folks. So please just it's not about the money, but I need you to schedule it because that's how everything flows. So I don't want to be, trying to answer a question and I'm at my daughter's like martial art thing and I can't help you. Anyway, that's about it. We just hit 58,900. So we're a hop, skip, and a jump away from 59,000 subscribers, which is a hop, skip, and a jump away from 60,000. And we're going to be doing a giveaway, folks. I told you every 10,000 we're doing a giveaway. And we're giving away a not yet, $2,000 live streaming bundle. You can get all the information on the website. That information, if you want to enter, is in the description and it's here right now. Hopefully it'll bless you if you win it. And I think that's about it. And there's something still up on my page. Not sure. There it goes. Anyway, that information is there. And I think that's it. I'm going to get all this formal stuff out the way. I told you we're changing the stuff a little bit. No, I want to shout out your teams, folks. I mean, y'all are all over the world. We got people from Nigeria, Australia, a whole bunch of states in the United States, Europe, all over the place. And I want to give y'all a big shout out because y'all are doing an outstanding job for your local ministry. And let me use this platform to help promote and shout out your team. So what I'd like you to do, if you haven't, send me an email at questions@ajhomes.com. Make the subject my media team. Send a picture of your team, of your folks. So that way, please tell me who you are and your ministry name so I can shout you out. Love to promote all y'all all over the world. Now, we're doing something a little bit different, folks. Again, I can't do everything myself. As much as I love traveling, I can't travel everywhere. But I want y'all to send me your stories. What is something that you're doing in your community that you want to shout out? What I would like you to do, we're introducing some viewer stories. So if you email me at info@ajhomes.com, make the subject viewer stories, no music, clear audio, 2 minutes or less, and send that to me, folks, so I can highlight y'all. If y'all are proud of some stuff you're doing something in the community, you did an upgrade, you want to show off your media booth, you want to show off your team, something that your media ministry is excited about. Hey, this is not just a Q&A. We can learn from what y'all are doing, and hopefully it'll promote y'all. So again, send that to info@ajhomes.com. Make the subject viewer stories. Submit that. If it's a big file, we can make something available so that you can do it, share it like in the Google Drive or something like that. And no background music at all, folks. I'll add that. And plus, I don't want to get hit if you put some stuff there. And I think that's about it. I think I've done enough formal stuff here. Let me shout out some folks here. Reverend Leroy, hello. I see your question. We're going to get back to that. Bruce, hey, good morning. Anthony, hey, what's going on? Parker, what is going on? Creative for Fun from Spotlight Deliverance, hello. Tosin from Nigeria, hello, hello. Streets of Destiny from Phoenix, Arizona, what's up? G. Albert, hello. Jerry, hello. Hey, how are you doing? Let's see. Francisco, I'm surprised you're here, man. How did the conference go? I might even see if I can call you and see if I can feature you on here, but I don't know. We'll see. But heard good things about that. How was it? Have you rested? I thought y'all were going on vacation after that. Agile Graphics, hello, hello. Mr. Clarence, hello. Mike, hello, hello. Steven, what is going on? Brian, hello, hello. Scott, hello. Mitch Roy, hello. Keith, hey, good morning. Cole Frankie, hello, hello. Philip Paul from Malaysia, hello. Norm, hello. Sandra, hey, y'all supposed to be going to Jamaica. Come on now. Hello, hello, Chad. What's going on? Actually, I'm going to go back to Sandra. Actually, I'm going to be playing for their male chorus this Sunday. They asked me, I used to play at that church. They asked me to come there and play for the men, so that's going to be fun. Dwayne, hello, hello. Chad, I'll get back to your question. Shauna Boo, hello, hello. Mike, hello, hello. Robert, what's up? Noel, hello. From Puerto Rico, went there last year. Need to go back. See Anderson, hey, what's going on, folks? All right, so let's go ahead and loop back. And while I'm doing this, folks, please go ahead, if you haven't, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. That way you don't miss out when we come out with videos to help modernize your media ministry. And you don't miss out on the giveaways because we got a giveaway coming up pretty soon. All right, Urban Leroy wants to know, how do you connect or set up the ATEM Mini Pro using Worship Presenter when streaming to like YouTube? Well, that is very simple. Whatever computer that you have, you need to actually have a secondary output that will go and feed into your ATEM. So I am not using Worship Tools right now. I'm using Pro Presenter. That's what's open right now. So right now, if I drag this over here, I have this open. Well, actually, let's do Worship Tools. It doesn't really matter. Presenter. Let's see if they have an update. All right, we're going to come in here. And we have the output. My computer has 5 outputs, so one of them actually goes to my presentation system. So the first thing we're going to do is come into our settings, go to our screen configuration, and what is our main output? I need to pick the right one. That's not it. There we go. So that's number 3. All right, so we picked that, so that's what y'all can see. And I will just say I run this, and we got some scripture here. So I'm picking this HDMI output or whatever finally converted to HDMI output plugs into your ATEM. So in my ATEM, my output is going to the right screen right now. So if I go to the right screen here, and this is what you're going to see, this is what you're seeing, and that is my input into the ATEM. So that's how easy it is. I make it one of the inputs. If you had the ATEM Mini Pro, that'll be either be input 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine is 4. I just have it, and that's it. That's how you can see it. Now, we've done other videos that shows how to do lyrics over top. So if we do that real quick, we're going to use a downstream key. And as you see, the source, which is number 4, is for my fill and my key. So if I turn on DSK number 1, that would use it. But we need to change that. So when we do this, I use this lower third. There is no background. So if I came and looked at this, see, it just does that. That don't look nice at all. But if we come in here and turn on the DSK, because of we use this, it erases the black or transparency, and it does this. So even if, and my fan's in the way, even if I switch over, it shows like this. This is all being done through the ATEM. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. Let's see. Brian, yeah, he talking about reminding of the roundtable. Had some great discussions. We're going to be talking about some of that. I actually put a poll there. We're going to be starting doing some hard hitting questions, folks. That I'm working with some folks, and it's going to be interesting. It's not going to be what you expected. It's meant to talk about the things that we need to talk about that no one is talking about. So that's kind of like what we do on our roundtables, but we're going to bring some more stuff to the forefront here. Chad would like to know, is there any reason you chose LED Nation compared to Worship Production or Tech LED for your LED walls? Honestly, LED Nation was the first one that responded to me. That's the reason why I work with them. I've reached out to Worship Productions and Tech LED, and honestly, I never heard back from them. So that's how I run my business. If I send you some stuff, ask for some information, and you don't respond back to me, I kind of don't, I go with the people who actually respond. So I'm actually looking up both of these. And yeah, I mean, I might try some other ones, but again, I want them to be responsive to me, and, we'll go from there. Because it looks like some of them are exactly the same type of stuff I've used before. Let me take this down so y'all can see what I'm looking at. So this is Worship Productions. This is a big screen. That's the one that I did at Signs and Wonders. These smaller ones are more of the ones that I'm doing. And that looks like that is a Vimeo video that's being played. So like this wall is a little bit smaller than the one that I installed, but I do like the fact that the prices have come down significantly. That's 50 panels, 18 panels, 14. What I'm doing right now, it is 27. So that's going to be interesting, but you never know. I might look at them. Hopefully, Worship Productions. If you respond to me, you never know. You might get my business next time around. Dwayne wants to know, anybody using the Wave Super Rack Performer? Never heard of it. Let's see. Waves Super Rack Performer. That's interesting. Let's see. Live sound plugin host running natively on Mac and PC. I personally have not used that, but hey, that's what the whole community is for. One person doesn't need to know everything. John, hey, what's going on? Hello, have a great day. Thanks again, AJ, for all you do for helping ministry. Hey, I appreciate that. Agile graphics. I was told to do a media for a wedding party in which the other party are out of the country, husband and wife. They want to be able to communicate from here and from there. Okay. Second part. The output of the mixer in my church is not good. How do I get to listen to the sound without the noise clinging to it? I mean, it's kind of hard for me to answer directly. I need some more specifics. What specific mix are you using? What is your setup? How is everything routed? Everything I've done? Because I could guesstimate and what it will work, but that doesn't help if that's not exactly what you're using. And also, what do you mean by noise and clinging? I need some examples of that. Robert, how often do you use LUTs to adjust your camera colors? Any tips you can share? Personally, Robert, I only use LUTs very rarely, but when I do, that's when I'm doing adjustments in post, when I'm actually editing. I use that's the beauty of me using the Blackmagic camera, some other cameras, the Sony ones, they have LUTs already built in. And the main thing I do is just to try and do a white balance so that it brings in all the colors and it pops. That's the most I do. I don't really do a lot of color correction unless it's really, 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 really bad. And that is very far in between. Me, I used to automated stuff, and then the AI stuff has gotten a lot better. So especially in DaVinci Resolve, that's the main stuff that I do. Reverend Richard, good morning, Dr. AJ. Hoping you get the bid for the Atlanta consultation because I can't wait to help. Sure thing. I will let y'all know. Back to Robert. Have you done a review on the YOLO box stream setup? Yes, I have. It's an older one. I need to do an updated one that they wanted me to do. And every time when I start working on it, they come out with new updates. So by the time I do the video, it would have been old. So I have a massive backlog of videos that I need to do. So I am going to work on that. I'll probably re-record the whole thing all over again. And I will work on that as well. John, AJ, have you installed an Allen Heath QU series mixers? If so, how do you like them? I know you've installed. I've not directly installed them, but I have interacted with them for the most part. I think Mount Sinai is using that. A lower model, New Life Lutheran had one down in North Carolina that I was recently at. I think they all work perfectly fine. The only reason I've been using the X32 is because that was the first digital board I ever had interactions with. And then by the time I go to other churches, the other churches, when they're doing their research with their sister churches, all of them had an X32. So that's the reason all the churches I've been around have been using that. But again, Spring Creek uses the Allen Heath and a bunch of other ones. So I haven't directly installed one. I've always updated and worked on ones like that. I mean, I think they're all great. I mean, it's just I like the fact that all these digital mixers now, you can interface with them on an app. That makes it a lot easier for me. So like I can bridge my network to theirs and I can actually interact with them as if I'm physically there. That just makes stuff easy. So that's about it. Reverend Richards is getting ready to address something that I put in a poll. And this is a poll question that I asked. I would really like to see what y'all think. And this is another video that I'm actually, again, this is some hard-hitting stuff that I'm working on. Not just the videos in tech. We got to get this straight. The tech, honestly, I know y'all have a lot of questions. That's what this is for. The tech, honestly, is easy. If you don't have the right mindset to use that tech, it's just going to be a problem. So one of the things I was talking about is, should churches take on a content creator mindset? We're going to be talking more about that. I'm going to sit down and do a video about that. But that's something I really think we're dropping the ball on. Just like how churches were slow to take on technology, we're slow to embrace content creation. Because you got people out here doing stupid stuff, making content. Like, how are you going to live stream stealing and breaking in and looting stores for the views and then get upset when you're arrested because and you're claiming that you didn't do anything, but you live stream the whole thing? If it's my girlfriend was telling me I need to watch what I say, how I say stuff. So if you're going to make unwise and unintelligent decisions like that, if people are doing that because of their influence, why is the church not using that same type of platform to share the good news? So that's what I'm talking about from a content creation. Like, yeah, like I look at me. We're doing a Q&A. We're doing a live stream. We do reviews. We do installs. We do tutorials. We do talking head videos. We do mindset. We do this. So I ask you from a content creator standpoint, I'm saying, what content does your church make outside of Bible study and your church live stream? What else do you do? You can do more than that. But anyway, let me get off that. About the poll, we are seeing our church and our media output as our own network channels. Exactly. Well, we can produce different kinds of content for everyone. House of Hope ATL does this very well. That's the whole point. We need to evolve and do more. Like, for example, everybody has pushed over to this streaming stuff. Everybody, NBC, MSNBC, Fox, all these HDTV, Discovery Channel, Disney, everybody has a streaming channel that they can control and have multiple different forms of content. But there's still the vast majority of churches are very slow to offer streamed content from their ministry. That's what I'm saying. The church is always the last one to embrace stuff. But then by the time we finally get on board, we have to pay an arm and a leg because we didn't come to the table when it was early. And we have to get the scraps after everything is done. That's why I hope y'all embrace this stuff and do new stuff instead of waiting to the last minute. AJayGraphics, for the first question, I need an app that can help me connect the two parties together so they can communicate before it is projected. We use Gemini Professional Sound Mixer. I mean, well, honestly, you could do a bunch of stuff. You can use Zoom. You can use Google Hangouts. Any of those so they can talk to each other, especially Zoom would be easy because it's closed and you can do that. And I've done that when I did an Ash Wednesday service. I had a backstage where it was just me and the people, the participants who were going to talk in Zoom. I controlled all that. But then I captured that and live streamed it to everybody else so that I only showed the one person in Zoom that I wanted to, routed all the audio and everything like that. So are you, I guess, like, give me some more details. So is it this, you want the couple that's in another country to be able to talk back and so everybody can see that and you pick one person at a time that talks back to them? I mean, give me a little bit more details about that. Ryan from Barbados, hello. Let's see. We don't have any more questions right now. But we do have a lot of stuff. I actually have we got the Rising Valley Church project. I actually ordered everything except for the TVs. I got to order like 6 TVs. I'm probably going to just have them delivered to the church, so I got to call them. I'm actually assembling their computer right now. So if you look at it, that's actually the computer running right now. I don't have the case. The case is actually going to be here later today. So everything is already installed. Windows installed. I actually have to put the license on there, but yeah, that's how I normally do it. Got everything just gutted, and then when the case comes in, I just go ahead and hook it up, and that's it. Also, somebody ordered a live streaming system this morning, so I actually ordered all that stuff. That's going to be here tomorrow. They need to have it by the 15th. Thank you so much for subscribing at Frugal Streamer. But we're going to do that and get that out to them quick, fast, in a hurry. What else? Y'all haven't seen it because that's another video I have not done yet. I want to show you where we're at so far. If you're following me on social media, you'll see this. But so far at Abundant Life, we've started the first 2 rows of their digital wall. So it's going to be 4 rows of 7 across going here. And it's going to go up to about like right there and take up that whole section. We got everything fished through there. So, going well. I'm going to start doing this. I still need to secure all the cables. That's going to be in a conduit behind this wall right here. So that's going to be fine. And then we still need to run all of the cables all the way back to the media booth. And when they're ready to move in, I got to run 4 more cables for the PTZ is going to be on the left and right. So I need to find out when that project is done. It needs to be done. Steve, hey, good morning. Back to AJayGraphics. Yeah, I want the husband and wife to interact with people here as the wedding is taking place here and they need to participate. Okay, so let's see what we can do to help design this. So this is going to be very, very rough since I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but let's do it like this. So we got the couple right here. Let's do couple. And I'm going to use a laptop just for right now. So let's say that we got this laptop for them. And I'm just going to use Zoom. You could use OBS Ninja. If you had vMix, you could use vMix Call. You can use Google Hangouts. Any of these will work, to be quite honest with you. So let's do Zoom for right now. So this will be a private Zoom. And again, I don't know your setup, so I'm just going to say you got a Computron on the other side, a computer. All right. So this is going to be on Zoom as well, too. That's how these two are going to interact with each other. Let's do a dotted line for the interwebs. And now we're going to have your mixer. And again, I'm assuming a lot of stuff here. I'm just going to use your video switcher because, again, I don't know what you got. Video switcher. And then this is your audio mixer. So what we would need to do is your audio needs to come out of this and into this system. So that way you can hear whoever's talking on here. And then hopefully you have a video mixer, kind of like an ATEM or something like that if USB, or what you need to do is do the audio out of this into like a line in on your computer. So this would be audio out to line in. And in Zoom, you would set the line in as your microphone, and this is your speaker audio into mixer or the speaker out from the your computer. So everybody in here can hear in the sanctuary. And in this scenario, somebody needs to talk into a microphone. If that microphone is connected, do we have a microphone here? Microphone. So say we got a microphone here. So all the microphones are connected into this, right? So if anybody's talking into this, and that's the wrong color. Oh, no. So anybody talks into this is going to go into the mixer. Boom, it loops out. Now, this audio is coming out, going to come here so everybody else can hear it. Now, you just need to be careful so that there's no loop over audio, but technically this should be fine. Now, if you have some type of webcam or something like that, well, actually, let's take this back. The other thing we need here, this is going to be video. So this is video out. So if this was connected to like a television or a projector, then that could loop out to here. Now, if you don't have something like this, you could hook this up directly here if you don't have anything like a switcher or something like that. You know, and that would be to a projector or whatever so people can see. So what would happen is in the computer, you would set this as your secondary display, and inside of Zoom, you say, I want to display multiple monitors. There's a checkbox. And then this screen will always show full screen of whoever that's talking. That's how everybody can see that. Now, you still need to have some type of camera set up if they need to see who is talking on this side. So a webcam connected directly to the computer is one way, or if you have the video switcher, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. That needs to be connected to your video switcher, and then this is connected here. If you have a video switcher like the ATEM, this makes all of this easier because then you can just connect the audio directly to here. And then in Zoom, you just set it as, say you're using an ATEM. You set the video and the audio as Blackmagic, and then that's what goes to Zoom. It comes back, and it loops back, and everything is all good and hood. So hopefully that makes sense. That's how I've done it in the past, and that's how all the churches I've set up, even though they don't know, that's how they can set it up to do things like that. Philip Paul, hey AJ, to play recorded videos for in-house and same-time live stream from the ATEM Mini Pro, playing from PC with Presenter or HyperDeck, which one is better? I would say Presenter, because the issue is if you're trying to play video from a HyperDeck, the HyperDeck doesn't have any way to send audio directly to your mixer, and the audio would go directly into the ATEM so that people can hear it on the live stream, but they won't be able to hear it inside the house. You play it in presenter. If it's hooked up right, the audio from your presenter computer goes to your in-house. Everybody can hear it. That mixer audio is going to your ATEM. So now people in the house hear it and people on the live stream hear it. That's how I've always done that. Monty, good morning. I was over here watching the new YouTube video for Spring Creek and missed the start. Hey, no problem, man. That video, and it looked like it got bit or something. I'm scratching my hand. It looked like something bit me right there. I don't know what it is. But thank you, sir. We need to catch up, Monty. We keep saying that. We need to catch up. Dwayne, thinking about adding phone live streaming, your thoughts? I actually work with them, and it makes it super, super easy for the people who are not technical to actually just be able to dial in, get registered. They get called every time you live stream. I think it's a great service. Oh, yeah, folks, if you got questions, remember to put a Q there so that way I know it jumps out when I'm looking here for it. Exciting news for us. Persil is replacing one of 3 of our 20X BTZs with a next-gen 20X tracking camera. How can we utilize this with our setup, or would you use it? I mean, honestly, just like I've talked about before, I would put it in the back. For me, I would put it in the back as my back camera, and I would only turn on the tracking when, when it's only one person there. So, like, for example, let me actually turn this one on, because I have all of the cameras I have right now, except for this one, is a tracking camera. Actually, I replaced it. I switch it back and forth with the OBS bot. My last video that I did with Spring Creek, that was the camera I had right here. I didn't like the image quality with what I did, but that was me rushing to actually work on it. But we'll see. So like right now this one is my tracking one. So as you can see, it is tracking me. And I would say, like, for me, using something like this in church, and like, again, John, I have not forgotten about you. I need to get to a place where I can actually take one of these down and see what it performs. Because again, if my daughter was here, my girlfriend was here, or whatever, it's not going to know who it's going to track. Like, I was showing her one, and it started following my daughter instead of me, or it started following my girlfriend instead of me, and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't think they're smart enough yet to do it. I think it's going to get better with it. But for me, I would use this in a scenario like, hey, everything is done. It's going to be one person up on the stage or the pulpit and they're preaching. Then I would turn it on there and start following it. When I did this at Signs and Wonders, it was way too aggressive for me. It was moving too much. And it didn't smooth as well. But again, that was a while ago. So I need to test this again to see how that works. But that's how I would use one of these as well. Let me minimize this. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hey, you are welcome. Y'all talk about like, hey, man, y'all, if I'm gonna show y'all the backlog of the stuff, of the stuff that I got. So like, where's my stuff? These are my renders. And when I'm editing, I drop everything into my current projects. All of these are videos that have not been done yet. So that was Spring Creek. So this is actually done. So I need to take this. Oh, I don't have it. Hold on. I normally, when I'm done, I put everything in a move folder so I know I can work through this. So this is the one I was working on. This is creating a Squarespace church website. I'm working on that today that I already did. And then what is this? That's Jada's concert. So I already did that. That's not for y'all. What is this? This is actually, and I don't know why it's doing this. I might have to change the drive that I'm running on this. I don't know if I've written too much to this drive. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is This is Abundant Life. Yeah, so yeah, this is the part I think I actually did this video already. But yeah, that's the work where I'm starting to get all the stuff straight at Abundant Life and my going in the attic and all this other stuff. Isn't that wonderful? This is my office, folks, most of the time. So when y'all call and you're like, when I say I can't talk, this is typically where I'm at. And you see that? You missed that step. That is a 35-foot drop straight to concrete. That's why I don't answer the phone when I'm doing stuff like this. Anyway, we got that one. What else is this one? Oh, this is the OC Go one that I've had to record like 7 times. I think I did another one as well too. So we got, again, I don't know why. I'm probably going to change out this drive and replace it with a different one. Oh yeah, that's the one with me and LaShanta were doing the LaShanta, you funny. So when we were doing the install there, so yeah, my camera woman there helping me out. So that project is actually done. I think this was the other recording of the OC Go. This is another OC Go one. That's where the recording was messed up. Here's another one with the OC Go. So I told y'all I've recorded that one multiple times and it didn't come out right. But anyway, I got a backlog of stuff, including the projects that we got going on. Philip Paul wants to know, what is the cheapest cost for a presentation PC? You can get a Chromebook for $200 if you're using worship tools. That's kind of subjective. I mean, again, it's not necessarily about the cost. It's like, what do you want it to do? If you only want one output, you can do a Chromebook because worship tools will run on a Chromebook. If you want to have multiple monitors, you're going to be limited on what you can do. Again, I have used, actually I was going to get one of these for my girlfriend, like right here. This is a beast of a system, a Ryzen 7 with 16 gigs of memory, 8 cores for $300. That's a beast of a system. And if you look on the back, if it shows the back, I want to see how many outputs it actually has. Oh, it supports triple monitors. So you could have 3. So you could have the one that the people are using and then 2 outputs. Excuse me. But that also depends on your presentation software if it supports it. Or, like I said, if you're looking for a Chromebook, again, look at this. That mini PC is more powerful and you'll get more displays. And it actually is about maybe $70 more. I would go for that. So again, that's just my choice. Personally, I like this. I would not use this because, again, it doesn't give you room for growth. But if you're only going to run that presentation software on it, then you're fine. Like the same systems I built for Antioch, I built those systems maybe 8 years ago, and those things are still running strong because they're not putting anything else on them. And that's kind of like the streaming PCs I build. You know, I'm using the Ryzen 7 5700G, more than enough CPU power to run the stream from the CPU or from the GPU and the memory and the space. So, you know, as long as you not all of a sudden want to start playing Starfield or something like that on it, which Starfield could play on it, it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to run it in 4K, but it will work. So, hope that helps. Julio, hey, from Brazil. Hello, thank you for joining. Jojo, bought the AVCAN's NDI auto tracking. How can I set up the auto tracking properly? Well, I mean, what do you mean by setting it up properly? You know, I just need a little bit more details on what you're saying. That's one of those things with these auto trackings, you're gonna have to play with them to figure them out that works best for you. So like, for example, if I go back over to the PTZ Optics one here, the Move SE, we come back over here. So like in here in the auto tracking, you're gonna have to play around with this on your delay, how you're moving it, how much of a time do you want, where does it start, you know, a bunch of stuff. So like say if I did this at 20 seconds. And again, I know the screen is different from them. So if let me actually go over to this. So if I move over to here, you know, this might be too slow for you. This is some of the things you're gonna have to dial in when you're using these type of cameras. And hold on, I rolled on top of my ears. So, you know, I need a little bit more specifics when you're talking about that. If it's just the timing and setting stuff up, that's something that you have to dial in. And this is something you're not going to get from day one. You just have to keep working at it. Oh, and speaking of that, John, I did some tests with the Gen 2 Move SE with auto tracking, and so far I have not really been able to use it, unfortunately. I did a manual track with the iPad versus auto track, and it's much better. See, that it's one of those things that it's good. I don't think it's there yet. Just like self-driving with the Tesla. It is good. It's not all the way there yet. Again, I drove like Reverend Richard. I had the self-driving beta, and I drove all the way down to Alabama and back, and it did 90% of the driving, and it was perfect. The issue is when you're getting around a bunch of other knuckleheads, the people driving all crazy, because y'all know there are people that drive crazy. That's the issue. You know, so it's not there yet. Is it close? Yes. Is the auto tracking close? Yes, it is. Is it there yet? No, but I think it will get there. And then John was also saying, I hope to edit the video clips and post them to the group. Awesome. D, good morning. D, I told you, me, like I was telling Brother Art, trying to come out there around March, hopefully, catch up with y'all. Videogram Point Biz. Good morning, AJ. About the OC Go streamer switcher, did you find the time to produce 30-second files? No, I haven't. I will do that. I have a meeting at 1 right after this. I will try and upload something, and I will upload them to... I don't want to do... I'm going to actually just put them on a share drive, because if I do it to like Vimeo or YouTube, they're going to compress. So I'll probably just put them on a Google Drive and make it available, and I'll post a link to it as well. Darius, hello, hello. David, AJ, I run a small media team for my local church, but I have a slight issue. How can I connect multiple monitors to the main laptop PC to be able to individually assign parts? One, say a screen for the stage display, another for the congregation, etc. I need a ATEM Mini to achieve that. No, you don't. We did a review on one of these, and it happens to be upstairs, so I can get it. First off, I mean, you said if you're using a laptop or your PC, first, your computer has to support multiple outputs. If you have the laptop, the Ori video that I did, hold on, let me find it. It was a adapter that gave you multiple monitors, 4K, and here it is, the split extend. That's what it is. So let me mute this real quick. So if we go here, this video here talks about that actual device there, and that would give you multiple displays, and they act as two independent monitors. If you have a PC, you just need to have a video card that can support it, or that works with it as well too. The other thing is like $50, so really good. Somebody also mentioned that the computer I forgot the exact setting that your computer needs to support to be able to do it. But that's what you could do. The second thing you need to have a program that actually supports it. I like Presenter, but again, the free version does not support multiple monitors. If you use Pro Presenter, that does. Easy Worship, Proclaim, Media Shot, I believe they all support them. So that's mainly it. I'm trying to read through a couple of these comments here. Okay, I don't understand that. I'll get back to that. Robert, I really like the cinematic look most churches are going with during live stream. I'm assuming they aren't PTZ cameras though. It could be. Like again, this is the difference. I used to have my camera set like this. As you can see, you see this out of focus here. That's the bokeh. And I've done that. So you see this on TV. TV production, this is the stuff that you learn over time. That some of those cameras, that cinematic look or like this, everything else is out of focus, but naturally your eye looks at what's in focus. So even though let me see if I can turn this off. No, I have it on my phone. So I can adjust the app to adjust that. But the idea is you set it up this way and it will force everybody naturally to look at me and draw attention that way. So like, for example, let's do a quick test. I'm trying to connect to it, the camera here. All right, so I'm connected here. And let me adjust this, and I'm going to do auto exposure for everything. And if I do that, and I want to now do an autofocus, see, it's still doing everything out. Let me change it to this. And we're going to change our iris. And it won't let me adjust it. There it goes. So I'm adjusting this now. Let's turn my ISO up and set my shutter. And I want to get everything in focus here. So now you can see everything behind me is not that much out of focus. I'm trying to get it to where you can, everything is in focus. But anyway, I know like the Panasonic one that I reviewed does give you the ability to do that. But I mean, that thing is a beast in cost, to be quite honest. And at least some of the churches I've dealt with, that was outside of their price range. But again, it all depends on what you're doing. And I'm trying to adjust my stuff now. And now, again, if y'all are wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually messing around with this. And so I can play around with this stuff as well, too, to get my stuff. Now, this only works because I am using a Blackmagic camera. I think I actually got it now. So this isn't exactly, it's not as heavily changed as much as I want it to. So there we go. Let's drop it a little bit more. And you see everything out behind me is getting out of focus. So you're focusing on me more. All right, let's see what else we got. Back to JoJo. I installed a camera CMS software from AVCams, and when I press the start tracking, it doesn't track. I didn't know if they fixed that. I know they said that was a known issue. I think you actually have to use a different program for that, I believe. I need to circle back with you. I don't have that camera on me anymore, so I can't. Let me see. Yeah, I don't even have that program. Oh, yes, I do. Actually, I do have it. So let's see. Where's it at? All right, so in here, so I don't have that camera here, but I didn't think you could do it in here. I thought it was a different program. Yeah, and since I don't have one, I actually gave that camera away, so I don't have one to sample with it, so I can't even go any further than that. I'm trying to think what churches I have access that camera is on right now that I can remote in. I might be able to. I have to think through that and see if there's one I could do. Back to what Robert was saying, the cinematic look. New Birth, NBC is one church. Okay, I'll look into that. New Birth, NBC. All right, so that church. So we're gonna give them a quick shout out since we're looking at their stuff, and that's the other reason I want to look at your stuff, folks. We're gonna get back into live stream reviews and things like that, and I'm gonna keep this stuff muted because I ain't trying to get hit for their stuff. Let's skip forward here. So slightly blurred there in the background. I mean, that, I don't know if that's actually yeah, that's a camera operator because you can see them right there in the cut. And again, I am keeping it muted so that we don't see none. So you see camera operator right there. And I don't, yeah, these are manned cameras to get that tracking. I think there's probably a boom that they have a camera on an arm that's doing some of this stuff with Dr. Jamal Bryant. Let's see what else they got. So with some of these, that's that guy. It looks like that was the guy that was in the corner that we just picked out. And I like the fact a lot of people have, that smooth tracking is either somebody has a gimbal with that or somebody, this looks like it's manually, somebody's moving the camera with this. I know one thing, I have a question for y'all. And I know Pastor Bell was doing this as well. What are y'all's thoughts on, let me cut back over there. What are y'all's thoughts on this? I think like a lot of people are starting to design this to where like a theater type of layout where the stage is all blacked out. So it hides a lot of stuff. What do y'all think about that? I went to one church. They had a very, very big discussion that I'm not going to name the church, but their mindset was that's not biblical. Like, where would it ever say that the pulpit being black was not biblical? I don't know. But anyway, let me know. What do y'all think about that? Reverend Richard, we still laugh about you casually saying I fell asleep and the car kept driving. Yeah, that was a scary moment. I was asleep for about like 20 seconds and I jarred myself awake and I'm like, oh my gosh. Whew. Yeah, that was a scary one for a second. But hey, I'm still here. Thank you, God. Keith, 2 AI cameras doing praise and worship. I zoom waist to head on the lead singer and leave it. Second camera, I manually get different shots. After praise and worship, I set one of the camera to track the pastor and set the others to manual shots. See, that's how I would do that as well, too. Jerry, back to that question about the displays. I use a 4-port USB to HDMI adapter for laptop. Cool. Hi, Sammy. Shout out from Nigeria. Hello, hello. Cube Tech Consults. Hello. Kenyon. Hey, AJ from Trinidad. We have the ZV-E10. Have that same camera. Back there, you can't see it. It's on the table behind there. At church with the A10 Mini, been looking at affordable PTZs. I'm concerned about the difference in video quality. Distance is 60 feet. Honestly, you're not going to notice the difference. If you're trying to do that cinematic look, yes, you'll notice that. But again, this is what I'm saying for us as media people. We will notice more issues in our stuff than the average person. Like when I watch and I'm editing somebody's video, I can tell, or if I walk into the church and I'm looking at the screen, I can see when it's 1, 2, 3 frames behind where the video and the audio is lacking. No one else notices it. I do because of I'm always editing and I'm doing my sync. So I say that to say, be careful when we're looking at wanting to look at the quality, or like I say this about audio. I have people that complain about the audio, but no one is complaining about the audio. I have musicians want it to sound one way and they want to fix a problem that is not a problem. Or are we trying to have this cinematic look and we want certain cameras that make it look a certain way when the vast majority has no clue about that? Is it an issue for everybody, or is it just our preference? Again, it doesn't matter which one. I just want to make sure we separate those. But for me, when I've moved over to the PTZs and I've had people go from those cameras, DSLRs, and go to these, they were happy. They did not notice the difference. But again, if you're going into that cinematic look, just realize, like if you did a whole bunch of cameras like this, These are going for like 1,400 each, not including the lens, not including the battery packs, not including the manpower that's needed to do it. So that was just what I'll say. I'm happy with them, but I mean, because originally I used to use that for that same camera I used to use for my videos, and I don't know. I think you'll be happy with them, but there are other ones. But just know if you do go the PTZ route and you want to have that functionality, you're going to be double and tripling the price if you're looking for one. So that high quality that matches a mirrorless or a DSLR camera for a low price PTZ, you're not going to get the same thing. David, all right, thank you. I use ProPresenter. I'll also check out the video now and device you mentioned. Cool. Hi AJ, which one would you recommend out of the ATEM SDI Pro and the Go Stream Deck for a video switcher with multiple outputs? Well, with multiple outputs, well, that's two different things for me. First off, the Stream Deck is going to beat the ATEM all day long because it can stream to 3 places. The ATEM can only stream to 1. And then you specifically are talking about the SDI. If you really needed SDI inputs and SDI outputs, I would go with the ATEM SDI all day long. If you don't need that, I would go with the Stream Deck because the Stream Deck is going to give you more functionality and it's cheaper in price. You're only going to have 2 outputs, but the ATEM SDI is going to give you 2 outputs too. So it's mainly on your connections and how many places you're streaming to. If I'm streaming to more than one and I don't want to add a computer into that process to stream or to stream to multiple locations, the Stream Deck, the OC, I would go with that. Back to JoJo. Is there any software aside from the software from AVCAN to make the auto tracking features work that can use and install? I think the PTZ Optics one that's free can work with it. I haven't not tested it. I'll probably see if I can do that since I have 3 cameras. I'll probably see maybe this weekend if I can download it and see, and then I'll come back and let you know on that one. G. Albert, AJ, can you play video in one of the media slots on the ATEM? No. On the TV Studio, no, it cannot play videos at all. You would have to link whatever you're connecting as the input needs to be able to play it. The Television Studio, unless you're going into the higher ones, cannot play video natively from a stored place. It has to have like an input played into it and then plays through one of those inputs to show it like that. Mom's Video. Me personally, I'm not a fan of the theater look. I like churches to look like a church set apart. But on the other hand, it is great to have a concert held there. No need to pay an outside source. Agree. Matt, having the stage blacked out would be a huge advantage for a media standpoint, and I don't see anything wrong with it personally. However, with our main focus being the people in-house, we're not willing to go away from the traditional church settings. Again, I don't see any right or wrong with it. What I have an issue is either side saying, God ordained it to be this color. That is not true. Don't say that. If you want to do it, that's good. Don't demonize somebody that tries to do something different. That's all I'm saying, which, again, I don't have any preference for either one. I actually do like them black backgrounds with some moving heads, LEDs, and wall washers. I say from use, it makes media subjects appear with less distraction and low budget in place video LED walls. Again, that is an advantage as well, too. Dwayne, good is good enough for some people. Yeah, but we got to keep pushing. G. Albert, can you show me how to load a still image in your ATEM or how it looks in the multi-view? Sure. Yeah, sure. Let me turn off the tracking on here so I can use this camera so that y'all can see. Now, if you have the ATEM, one of those things that they don't really talk that much about is it actually comes with a plugin for Photoshop, and the Photoshop did just update on me, so I don't know if it's there or not, but we will figure this out. So let's cut over here. Let's open up Photoshop, And I'm going to use the image like I just made for user stories. So if I go over, did I do it here? No, it's on my network. So this is the streaming PC over here that I'm remoted into. And so this is the image viewer stories, all right? So right now, if I go into my ATEM right now, I could, if it responds, really? Okay, it locked up there for a second. So I could just do this. I could just take it and just drag it over here to 13 and boom, there it goes. I could do that. Or if you have it installed and it's in the folder with the bundle of everything that you install, there is, first off, let's open my template up. This is the template that I use to make all my thumbnails, and that's the last one that's left. Now, with this import there installed, I can do, export. I can export this, and they actually got rid of it. Okay, so now we got to actually go find it and install it. So y'all get an advantage to see me do this. Let's see, where did they install it at? Program files, Blackmagic. No. Let's go to ATEM switchers, Photoshop support. And I'm tripping right now. How is that done? Manage plugins. All right, I might have to come back to that. But there's a plugin that would have this listed as under export. The ATEM would be listed here, and you can just click it, and it would actually send it to the ATEM. But I guess since it updated, it knocked it out. So I'm going to have to go back and do that again. I don't know where that is. Right there. I know. Actually, it is right there. But hold on. Let me do this. I'm going to look it up real quick. It says if you've already installed it, then it installs the plugin. It looks like it knocked it out. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to that. Yeah, I think there's a recent update. I'm looking at a forum. It says that some people had an issue with it. So my apologies on that one. I'm going to have to come back on that one. Genome. Hey, AJ, your videos have been amazing help. Hey, thank you. Thank you for that. Can you suggest a low-budget PTZ camera currently using 2 Lumix? Yeah, I would say, I mean, the cheapest ones right now are the AVCans E20s. They go for, if you get them on sale sometimes, Amazon has it, you can get them as low as $450. I think they've started to include the mounts, and I am very thankful that they did that. I always hated having to buy mounts separately when I do stuff like this. So that would be the NDI one is, and that's the other video I need to finish. I have that one. That's the one I've installed actually in the baptismal pool at Abundant Life. Anyway, so you get this one. It has NDI. That's 500. But if you get the non-NDI one, oh, they marked it down to 429, and it has the mount there. So very, very, very good camera. Very good camera. As you can see, I've ordered a bunch of these. I will put a link to that for you. E20. Hey, folks, and again, I've been doing it sporadically throughout the video, but if you don't mind, folks, we got 63 people watching. We got 37 likes. Please, it just help me a little bit. Just go ahead and hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps with the algorithms of the YouTubes so that this stuff gets out in front of more people. Chauncey Plummer here. You explain a blurry background causes people to focus on the speaker. Having the background blacked out in a church setting has the same effect. We want people to focus and not be distracted. Hey, that's what it is. It zeroes people's minds in on how people are using this. Created for fun. I wouldn't say that it's biblical, but I do think that the building should remain as a lighted place and still show that we have a great time worshiping. 2, on stage at concerts and the likes is usually blacked out to hide stuff, cameras, backstage people, and highlight effects. I agree. Back to JoJo. Thank you, AJ. Another question. How do you your 3D logo animation? That was a template from Envato Elements to do all of that. I'm actually was getting ready to start doing some new graphics and stuff like that. I'm going to make that hopefully over the weekend so I can change a lot of the stuff. So my Dr. AJ logo that I have right there and other stuff. I'm really working on some other stuff. Keep changing it up. There's no point in me telling y'all to change it up if I'm not changing it up as well too. We got to keep pushing the limits of what happens. Don't get comfortable where you're at. Stuff is always changing. The moment that you get behind it, you're going to be left behind. We've made this big push that we've done in media with streaming with most churches that didn't have anything. You've made all that movement. Don't repeat getting comfortable, and then we'd have that same thing again. Philip Pohl, comparing with the mini PC and a normal PC, which is better? The normal PC. So let's see. What else do we got going on today? Like I said, we got, I'm excited. Yep, my baby girl's going to be here, so I'm going to be spoiling on her, but we got a bunch of stuff. We're going to go back to Greater Faith AME. I did a training for them last weekend, but then we're also, their Wi-Fi is really bad. So, Anthony, if you're still here, can't reach you right now, but I have, we're going to be adding a access point in their ceiling to expand the Wi-Fi and not do that extender stuff. We're going to put that there in the ceiling. Like I told you, we have Rise and Valley we're going to be starting on. We're going to be trying to finish up hanging the wall. I really didn't want to hang the wall on the digital wall at Abundant Life because I thought they were going to paint the wall. And the last thing I want is to put that up and then somebody gets some paint on the screen. And I'm like, I don't cover that. Y'all's folks did that. I didn't do that. But I'm going to slowly try and do that. We're going to finish that out. We got a few things. Let me actually, now while I'm saying this now, because I have a bunch of things that are going to change. So looking at my calendar right now, the 27th of October, there will be no Q&A. I'm going to be in Mexico celebrating my friend's birthday for that weekend. So we won't be there for that. I won't be here for that. That's the 27th of October. Also, I guess, that's up to y'all. It's going to be the 24th. That's the day after Thanksgiving. We'll probably do something then. But also December 1st, I'll just be getting back from a cruise. So we will not have a live stream on December 1st or October 27th. So just giving you a heads up about that. Let's see. Back to Dwayne. Yeah. I just picked up the Blackmagic SDI to audio converter for my fly pack to send audio from my HyperDeck to my M32C mixer for use in the in-house when playing HD videos. Have you used this converter? Actually, yes. If you go look at the video that I just did at Spring Creek, we actually use both of them. We use the SDI to audio. That's how I split the audio coming from the baptismal pool, which is in another building, to send that to the mixer the exact same way. But I also use the audio to SDI to send everything that's in the mixer in the baptismal area to that. So that video exactly covers that exact same thing. Really, really good stuff. Let me actually go to mine channel and I'll show you that very same thing. So it's this video right here. And let me see. Yeah, so right here, when we're talking about baptismal audio, trying to skip forward some. And see, this is my video, so I can play that. This one's not an issue. So originally, we're gonna have it right there. That's what we used originally. That was a audio extractor when we had HDMI come in there. We have since changed that to the same thing that you were talking about. Let's get forward here. So back to, I think I skipped back and I muted it. But there's your converter you talk about, the SDI to audio. That's the same one that we use. And then when I go over to the baptismal area, that's the mixer that's coming out of there. And that is the opposite, the audio to SDI. So yes, I have used those just yesterday. I mean, I've used them before, but that's the most recent one that we did yesterday. Roberts. AJ, what equipment do you use when doing outdoor events? Mainly, depending on the weather, I use my Canon G50 and I use my Sony AX53 for camcorders. If I'm in a covered area, sometimes I've used the studio camera 4K when I've been, like I did that as a graduation. That's the camera that I used. And most of the time it's camcorders because the PTZs that I've used, it was too bright and I couldn't turn down the white balance enough to get a good image. So that's mainly what I use. I have my other A10 Mini Extreme ISO I take with me on a portable screen like I have. And I was supposed to show y'all, I'm sorry, I was supposed to show the multi-view of loading a video or something like that. I just recalled, I forgot about that. But that's what I normally use. And it made me think about that because I'm getting ready to go to the same thing. So this camera here, you see my shoes there. I use one of these portable screens and they're like $90. That's what I use. So actually, when I'm looking at this, this is what I look at so I can see everything that's going on. So that's what I use. That folds very flat, and that's what I use for my multi-view. I can put everything inside of a book bag and all that other fun stuff. And I think, G. Albert, your question was back to, let me see. Let me search. Can you show how to load a still image? That's what that was for. So I'll finish loading the same thing. So in here, see, I don't have the media on my multi-view since I'm using this for all of my other inputs. But if I did, they would have shown up here. So I don't really have my output. I use this big screen for my program feed. If I shrunk that down, I could use the media. But if you had one of those as your media input, then you would see it load there the same way I just dragged it. So my apologies for not finishing that up. I think not having the plug-in kind of threw me off there. Let's clear this up so I can get back to all of my other comments. Creative for fun. I'm playing around with a toy drone, but I really want to get into droning. Any suggestions? Yes, DJI actually dropped the new Mini, and I am fighting not to, to buy it because actually I haven't flown in a minute. Hold on, let me show you. I have a total of 3 drones. I have the Mavic 2, the Mavic 3, and I have the DJI Mini 3. So that is this one that just came out. But the Mini that I have, it is this one right here. And it has all these sensors on here that you see back here on the sides and on the underbody. Unless you were really going out of your way to wreck this thing, you won't. And I really like it. I really enjoy flying. I just have not had a chance to fly as much as I wanted to. But this thing is awesome. Now, if you really wanted to get started, I would say don't go with that one. I would still go with the mini line because it's actually under, when you get a drone, you actually need to register. When I got in it, you just had to register as a hobbyist. And there is a fee. You actually got to get a number that goes on the side of your drone, just like it's a plane. You have to do that. But I would say maybe go with one of these, the Mini 3 or the Mini 2 or something like that. They actually, I think there's one even smaller than that. I think it's the Spark. This one is really, really small. What that's going for? Oh, they don't no longer make that. Never mind. Well, let's go back to the Mini. So again, if you went with like the 3, I mean that thing is going for like $469, and you can hook it up to your camera. I mean, on your phone to use it, or like I have the one that has a screen with mine. My other drones, you actually had to hook up. Back in the day, you used to have to use your phone or a tablet, but this one, I got the upgraded one, so it actually has a screen built in, so you don't have to use your phone for it. But I mean, really, really good. Really fun as well too. A lot of the shots that I did for the churches and stuff like that, all of the stuff when I was at Antioch, I used to do videos for them all the time when I used the production stuff. So really cool. And I still use it now and then when I do other projects and stuff like that. Back to Philip Paul. AJ, speaking using our church content with permission, how do I give credit to them, as someone was telling in the post that I put up just now? How do I give credit? You just put it in the description for there. And then also make sure you get written consent so that when you get hit, because you should, because the YouTube system will just look at your video and be like, hey, you're using a video that's registered under somebody else. The ones and zeros have been monitored. You need to go in and give that written consent and put it in your description when you have to describe it. So I'm looking, thankfully, I don't have anything here that gives me an issue. But let me see. I'm trying to find a page that actually has something. Well, we can always go to Good Shepherd. They always get hit with some foolishness. So if I come in here and like, this is a copyright, I really hope this is something here. So that's still acting up. Let's see. Yeah, so like this, they used this trailer, and if you had a rights to do it, you would need to come in here and dispute it and put it down and say, oh, I got rights from somebody to do this. This stuff like this, no, you didn't have the rights to this. You possibly could, but I just don't know. So like, let's look at another one here. Let's see what the Lord has done, like by who. I want to see who is claiming this. Para Music. Let's see who they are. I know they don't own that song. Who is this? And it is no way this company owns See What the Lord Has Done. That's what y'all are claiming. Anyway, I ain't trying to get myself mad on stuff like that. But that's you. If you have rights, have it in writing, and then when you go through the dispute, copy that and paste that you actually have permission from the people, and you put it there. Aaron, AJ, Wednesday I came into the church headed to the youth sanctuary, and none of the stage lights was working. The DMX ArtNet box went bad, so we that day had no haze or any stream lights. Okay. Jerry, we do not want to live stream the children's message part of our service. Ideas on what to show online audience during that time. church announcements. That'll be the easiest thing to show during that time. Jojo, can we use multiple NDI cameras using the PoE switch rather than running HDMI cable to a video switcher like the ATEM? Yeah, you can. You just got to make sure that the bandwidth can handle it in your network and the computer can process all those feeds at the same time. And then, yes, that will be perfectly fine for you. I think we're done today, folks. I think mainly just because I know I have a meeting that I have to get to and I need to eat. And I haven't eaten any breakfast and I can feel myself getting a little tired. But anyway, folks, I want to give a big shout out to all of my Patreon and YouTube members. We got some new people on board, but hey, we've updated it and I want to give a big shout out to them. And hey, if you like what we're doing here, folks, you too can become a Patreon member by going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, and you can get started as low as $1 a month, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. Whichever way you pick, folks, I am thankful that you are helping us modernize more media ministries all over the world. We do other content for everybody, like our roundtables. We post them. I work to post more videos up without ads so they can watch that as well too. So all of that stuff is cool. And again, big shout out and thank you for all of that. And if no one's ever told you, thank you for everything that you're doing, folks. Hey, if you were not doing what you were doing, there's a piece of the kingdom that is missing. You are unique, you're talented, and you are called for what you're doing. So keep at it. It doesn't matter if no one gives you a pat on the back, because guess what? We've all been there. So that's what I want to take a moment to tell you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Thank you for spending your own hard-earned money, your time that no one's being appreciative of, because guess what? There's somebody on the other side of the planet that is benefiting from what you're doing. You may never meet them, but just realize everything that you're doing is not in vain. I hope the little bit that I do here makes your journey a little bit easier, gives you a little bit of encouragement, and just tells you, guess what? There's some other people in here in the hunt fighting just like you. So know that you're not alone. You can always reach out to our Facebook group if you need help. That's what it's all about, so that we work together. It doesn't matter about denominations. It's about us having the same mission. That's what it's all about. So I hope you have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is, all over the face of this planet, folks. And you have yourself a great one. And we'll be talking to y'all on the next video, folks. Later.